Welcome to Formosa Dream Chasers.
We're your hosts, Mary Ann
and Ching-en.
Please join us as we explore the journeys amazing people take in pursuit of their dreams.
And get insights from their experiences.
Let's hit the road.
And get started. Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in to Formosa Dream Chasers. Today we will be chatting with David Dosa to learn more about his background and how he ended up in Taiwan.
We met David a few days ago when students from the Chinese Language Center of Soochow University, or Dongwu Daxue, visited RTI, and we're very happy to see him again.
Yeah, and today we are going to chat with David to learn more about him and his adventures learning Mandarin here in Taiwan. Welcome, David. Could you say hi and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sziasztok, és üdvözlöm a hallgatókat. Dosa Dávid vagyok Magyarországról, és szeretném megköszönni ezt a lehetőséget, hogy itt lehetek veletek a rádióban, és hallathatom a hangomat. So everybody listening to the radio, hello, my name is David, or David in Hungarian. What you just have heard is a little bit of Hungarian. This is how we speak back home. And all I just said that my name and hello for everybody, and first of all I would like to thank you for the opportunity that I can be here at the radio.
Oh no, thank you. We're super happy to get the chance to chat to you today. So let's dive right in. You mentioned you're from Hungary. Can you give us a little bit of an idea what Hungary is like? Paint the picture of what it was like for you back home.
Hungary is in the middle of Europe. Hungarian people don't really like if you say it's Eastern Europe, but me personally, I do believe it's part of Eastern Europe, so okay. It's a funny thing. Well, it is a small country. We don't have a seashore, so every time we are trying to go abroad to those countries who has a seashore, so we can see the sea, or we have a really big lake. If I'm not mistaken, if we are not counting Finland, this is the biggest lake in Europe, called Balaton, and we like to say that this is our sea.
Oh.
Ah, I see. Because that's the biggest body of water.
Yes. And it is actually a large lake, a really big one. As I mentioned, if you're not counting Finland, then it's the biggest lake in Europe. Even if you count Finland, it's like the second or the third.
So, how did you end up from Hungary to Taiwan and learning Mandarin?
Well, this journey is quite long journey, and the beginning part is very interesting because when I applied for university for bachelor, my major was Japanese, like Japanese history, politics, and the language. And during that time, it was mandatory for the Japanese majors to study Mandarin for 2 semesters. And I grew fond of it.
Okay.
I was like, oh, this is easy. because the thing is, in the beginning, I only had 1 Chinese lesson per week.
Right.
And in the beginning, if it's really easy, it's just ni hao and the basics. And I was like, why are people saying this is hard? Like it's easy.
Yeah.
And I decided to continue learning, and then I realized, this is not easy at all. And I still love it, so I continued learning. I actually went to China as well, lived in Hangzhou for 10 months.
Okay.
I was trying to study Chinese there as well. And after when I finished in China and went back home to Hungary, I had to stop because I started working in different companies, and I had to finish back then it's my master university. So the focus was not Mandarin at that time. And after that, because I didn't really have Chinese friends in Hungary, and my job was not required Chinese, so I kind of forgot a lot.
Yeah. So you started to pick it up afterwards in Taiwan?
A little bit earlier by myself. I started to pick it up. One time I got bored back home and I wanted to listen to music, and I wanted something new, so I typed into YouTube just Chinese music.
Oh, cool.
And I found Gao and I really love them as well. I was listening to their music, slowly trying to sing along, and I remembered like, oh, this is a cool language, and and I found a teacher as well. Slowly started learning again, and then I applied for a scholarship here to Taiwan,
Oh, cool.
Oh, okay.
and I got lucky.
Oh, that's neat.
Can we say that Gaoren is the motivation that you came to Taiwan?
I would say that was maybe one of the motivation. Yes.
I'm just curious, when you were studying Mandarin back home in Hungary, did you learn the characters already?
Yes, we had to learn. We were learning the simplified characters, not the Taiwanese traditional.
You're right. I was curious about that because, like, you mentioned you studied in China, or you stayed in China for like 10 months.
I started with the simplified.
Okay.
And because of the Japanese major, because Japanese kanjis are like 80% sort of, or
traditional character,
yeah.
similar, yeah.
So I was sort of familiar with it.
Okay.
And I had to say that I prefer the traditional one.
So how long have you been here in Taiwan?
Already half a year, a little bit more.
How do you feel about Taiwan so far?
I really, really like it. And I found some similarities because of prices with Hungary. Like, I feel like if I look only the prices, it's almost like I never left Hungary.
I see.
Like some 80% of the things are the same price,
Okay.
I would say. And the remaining 20 is divided into some more expensive, some cheaper.
So how long do you plan to stay to continue learning Mandarin here?
Well, my scholarship is for 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
Half a year already passed. And I'm hoping to find some job here, something, so I can stay longer, because I still want to improve. I would say plus 1 year minimum after my scholarship studies here. It's
So
finished.
2 years total.
2 years total,
Right.
I would say yes, but maybe even more.
I actually think 2 years is a good amount of time. When I first came here, I studied Mandarin for like 3 years. I wasn't that serious about it in the beginning because I had too much fun going around Taiwan, right? But then I really sat down and immersed myself. And I think about 2 to 3 years time is a good amount of time. And for me, I had such a hard time learning the Chinese characters though.
For me, it's kind of relaxing. I like writing, even though I cannot, but I really like writing Hanses.
Have you tried calligraphy?
Yes, I tried, like even in the Japanese major back home in Hungary, even here in Taiwan I tried. It's good, but for me somehow it's just not working the way I intend to draw the lines, and but still it's really fun.
We've actually talked a little bit about what you want to do after you study Mandarin. So what would you say is your dream or goal for yourself? Like you've mentioned it a little bit. You want to learn Mandarin and eventually find a job here. Is that the ultimate goal?
Sort of, yes. I want to improve my Chinese to the same level as my English is right now. And if I reach that, I would be comfortable enough to actually start working. And I do feel like in this past half a year my speaking improved, so thank you for the university for that. Because the teachers there are really good and I love them, and they did help me a lot, but still I don't feel that it's enough for me. This is my personal feeling that I need to improve more.
So you want to eventually stay in Taiwan for good?
I don't know yet, because I like Taiwan, but my love is for Japan or like Thailand if we're talking about countries. And I feel like if I master Chinese to a certain level, I can even find jobs there. Right now, I really don't know if I would settle down here in Taiwan or would go to a different country after some years. But I would say right now my plan is altogether sort of 2-3 years, maybe even would push it and say 5 years. And if I like the job that I find, who knows, maybe I would stay here. I mean, if somebody during my middle school years would tell me that, hey, you're gonna go abroad and you're gonna go to Asia, I would say like you're crazy. Like I never even left the country. How I'm gonna go like Asia? Like it's far away.
Right.
So you never know what the future holds for you. And with every language, you can open a new door. And maybe I will wander through the door and end up somewhere else.
Yeah. Did you experience any cultural shock when you first came here? And are there any challenges living in Taiwan?
Well, cultural shock, not really. Usually I have cultural shock when I go back home.
Really? How so?
Because the culture is so vastly different. And I'm not going to deny Hungary has a little bit of a problem with garbage. Like people are littering. And for me, for example, that was really shocking. When I visited like Japan, and I went back home and oh my god, what is this?
Even Taiwanese are impressed by Japanese kind of cleanliness.
But Taiwan is really clean. I think Taiwan is really clean compared to Europe, at least. Taiwan is super clean.
Oh, here's a question. Name 5 things you love about Taiwan and 5 things that you don't like so much about Taiwan.
Oh, I was not prepared for this question. Maybe I'm gonna jump around and maybe just say what I love and hate.
Okay, no problem.
Let's see. Well, I love the subway, like the MRT. It's really good. I love the people here that mostly if you smile at them, you smile back. What I hate is chou tofu.
Stinky
tofu.
I think a lot of people would join you on the not so love that bit.
The funny thing is I sort of can eat it because the taste is not that bad. Sometimes I don't even feel the taste, but the smell I just can't deal with it.
Yeah,
I'm sorry for that. That's one of the most favorite food of Taiwanese people, unfortunately.
The problem is that I don't even like tofu. What else? I love the convenience stores.
They have the highest number of convenience stores now, even more than Japan.
Oh my god.
If you're hungry, if you need to pay a bill, it's always like walking distance. There's always a convenience store very close to you. Sometimes even 2 or 3, right?
For me, what was interesting, and this might be something that I don't really like, prices all through Taipei, and I was in Tainan, the prices are the same. Even if you go to different district and find the same shop, I'm not talking about 7-Eleven, but like a family-owned shop. It doesn't matter, the price is gonna be the same. So it's like sort of no point in looking up different places. Back home in Hungary, if you go to a different location, the prices might be vastly different. Like sometimes you find the same product cheaper in a different district or like a different city.
Maybe because Taiwan is so convenient to the point that even prices can be easily checked.
Yeah, and that's why I wouldn't say that I don't like it. It just takes away the fun of adventure, like, hey, I visited this district and guess what I found? The same bag but you have but cheaper.
I think Taiwanese people tend not to take chance. Like they don't like adventures. They want to stay in comfort zones, because you have so convenient life. Why should I, venture out of this area and find something different or something out of my control?
Yeah, that's also understandable. It's easy to get used to easy things.
Yeah.
Very true. Okay, you still have
I was not counting. That's on me.
Okay, let's just make it easy. Just one more thing you like and then one more thing you don't like so much.
More options to try out different drinks, like naicha or...
In terms of tea or...
I would say in terms of every kind of drinks.
You have more options here.
I do feel like. Because in Hungary or in Europe, I do feel like in most of the shops you only have the basic things.
That's all the time we have. Don't forget to join us next week as we continue our chat with David on his adventures and discoveries in Taiwan. Again, this is Qing En.
And Mary Ann. See you guys next Sunday. Bye.